Hello, Libra. Welcome to Dawn Williams Tarot. My name is Dawn. Uh, if you have Sun, Moon, or Rising in the sign of Libra, then this message is for you. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, I would absolutely love it if you would like and subscribe, because this is giving back to me all the energy that I'm pouring out to you. So it would be lovely to have that nice exchange, and it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. All it really does is give you notifications as to when I post new messages. Okay. For those of you returning, thank you so much for being here. Love you all. I just recently went through a 3-day spiritual retreat, and wow, was it an amazing experience. During that time, I got a lot of downloads, and one of the things that was shared with me from my higher self is that I'm going to be shifting a little bit of my readings more to a spiritual aspect. And the reason why is because so many people are moving away from their traditional religions. And believe me, I am nobody, I'm just a normal person, right? I'm not anybody that is trying to make any false claims or anything like that. But what Spirit really wants me to do is start doing more that spiritual connection, because so many people are needing that guidance, or at least getting that golden hello from Spirit, from someone who can see them and recognize them. So I'm going to do your reading a little bit different. It's not going to be like a weekly update or the monthly update that I normally do. This is actually all for you as an assessment as to your awareness. Where are you in your mind? Where are you on your spiritual path? So I've got 4 main themes that I'm going to be covering. The first one is what you know you need to work on a spiritual level. The second is what you know you're good at. The third one is what are your current blockages? What are the things that you're not paying attention to? And then the last one, which is a much more deeper question or area to look at, is your subconscious mastery you were able to do without thinking. So when I got this message, I really sat down and meditated just on this one thing. And your subconscious is that part of you that is just kind of like automatic, right? Your subconscious is that part of you, though, that is always trying to communicate with you in some way. So a lot of times, if you think about your subconscious tries to talk to you in your dream state, right? But your subconscious is also one of those things that are behind the scenes that are constantly working on your behalf. So what is it that your subconscious mastery as to what you're able to do without thinking? And this is really meant to inspire you. It's really meant to give you some clarity as to the things that you are working on that you're really good at, and then owning that, like, accepting the critique, not really the critique, but the positive message from Spirit as to recognizing your beautiful energy and your beautiful gifts, those types of things. Okay. So without any further ado, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to start shuffling your cards. So what do our Libras need to know in assessing your awareness regarding what you need to know you need to work on? So how I plan to do your reading is I'm going to pull 4 cards, and I'm going to read those cards, and then I'm going to get some clarifiers for you. And then at the very end of the reading, which I typically do, right, in my normal readings, is I usually give you a bonus message at the end. Well, this time I'm going to give you a single card, and the intention of this card is to kind of pull the whole reading together as a closure, as a final message from Spirit. Okay, so here we go, Libra. What you know you need to work on. And your card is? Oh, Temperance. Ooh, what a beautiful card. Okay. So now what you need to, I'm going to lay out your cards first and then we'll talk about what they mean. Okay. So what do our Libras, evidently I've got butterfingers this morning. What do our Libras know that they are good at? Oh, you lovers, you. Okay, what are their blockages? What's blocking, spiritually blocking our Libras at this time that they should be aware of, that they can work on? King of Rods. And the last card is your subconscious mastery that you are able to do without thinking. This is kind of like your superpowers. All right, let's see what your card is. Ooh, 3 of Swords. Okay. Okay, Libra. So your first card is what you need to work on. First of all, what are you looking at? You're looking at this angel. So first of all, the first thing is for you to really connect with your higher self, with your angelics, those around you that are guiding you, protecting you, working with you. That's their mission. And you have a mission as well. You have a path to follow. And this card is a card of, now let me show you what's going on with this Temperance card. She has 1 foot in the water and she has 1 foot on land. She is pouring 1 cup into the other cup, which looks like water, right? This is a card of alchemy, and this is a card of balancing out your energies. So what you need to work on is balancing out your energies, maybe working on your chakra systems. But the other thing is, because she has 1 foot in the water, which is our subconscious, right? This is all the stuff that is, this is really your spiritual energy. And then 1 foot on the earth, you are balancing your spiritual life with your physical life, right? That's kind of this energy. Now, the other thing, and when you do that, you're going to become so much more aware of what your true path is. Now, here's the thing. No one can tell you what your true path is. You have to figure that out for yourself. And why is that important? The reason why that's important is because in 2024, this is going to be a very tumultuous and fast-paced year. There's a lot of things that are going to come up for us to look at and to surface, and we really need to know how to discern. This card is telling you that you need to go within yourself in order for you to be able to allow information to come in that is going to help you decide whether or not it is truth or a lie. The reason why that's really important is because for ages and ages and ages, we have all just trusted. We trusted the government. We trusted our doctors. We trusted the educational system. We trusted all of these things that had our best interest at heart. And what's surfacing for us to look at is the fact that a lot of it was manipulation. Now, the only way you're going to be able, and that's going to throw a lot of people into a tailspin. it's going to be very difficult for a lot of people when all this information starts coming out, the proof comes out. If President Trump does get the presidential nomination and is elected at the end of this year, those big changes are going to come forward, because that's part of his promise, is that he is going to divulge all the dark stuff that's been going on. So part of my role and part of the gift that God is giving me, I feel God has given me this gift of being able to be a tool for him, right? In helping everyone get to a place where they can have a solid enough connection to their spiritual side that they can then discern these things for themselves. Okay. So this is kind of what this message is about for you. This is also about caution. It's about balance. And the caution would be, don't take everything for face value. You really need to be able to discern. And the way that you do that is by going within yourself, making that connection to your higher self, to the God of your heart, which is the prime creator. Go directly to the prime creator. And once you start working through that energy, you will find that your spiritual life and your day-to-day life are going to balance out. Okay. So next, what you know you're good at. And you have the Lover's card. Now, the Lover's card is a beautiful card. And this card is about love on the deepest level, commitment. This is a good card about building strong personal boundaries that honor you. This is a card about partnerships. But most of all, because this is more of a spiritual reading than a day-to-day reading, this card is saying you are going to really step into connecting with your higher self. This is your soul connecting with you. This is the relationship that you want with your higher self. Once you make the commitment that this is the work that you want to do, then you are going to feel that level of love, unconditional love for you as a spiritual being in a human body. Okay? I'm going to get clarifiers for that for you as well. Now, this is your blockages. So the blockage that you have is the King of Rods. Now, the King of Rods is typically an individual, but this is masculine energy, okay? It's very fiery, masculine energy. And Libra, you're an air sign. So part of what this is talking about is the masculine part of you that is talking about your intuition and those types of things are blocked at this time. I'm going to pull some additional cards as to what else this relates to. But right off the bat, what I'm getting is that the masculine part of you, regardless of whether you're female or a male, now recognize we have both energies within us. We live in a duality system. There are polarities of everything. And we have masculine energy and feminine energy. And it just is just how you are wired, right? Your DNA and all the blah, 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 as to what quotient of energy you operate from on a day-to-day basis. Like me as a female, I already know that my quotient of female to male is 60-40, okay? Because I've been doing this spiritual work since the 80s. So I've been doing this a really long time. But regardless, you don't need to know exactly what your quotient is. You just need to know that there is a quotient and that you can work on both levels of those energies, and you work with that through your higher self. Okay, so we're going to get some more information about this. Now, your subconscious mastery is the Three of Swords. Now, the interesting thing about the Three of Swords is about grief. This is a card of sorrow. This is a card of having your heart broken or a sad situation or whatever. And kind of what this is saying is that you have the ability to be able to heal your heart, heal those things, heal the wounds. Like when people say things that hurt you or whatever, you're able to heal that very quickly. Now, the other thing, because look, you have all this beautiful golden energy around this heart, right? Now, it's not that you're not going to grieve ever again or that you're not going to feel those feelings. There is going to be a lot of people that are really going to be triggered this year. They're going to have a lot of things that that are really going to upset the apple cart. And you, as a beautiful Libra, have this divine gift of being able to soothe other people's hearts. Now, whether you know that as a truth for yourself or not, that's what this card is saying. And I'm going by what is downloading to me now is that you absolutely are magnificent at this work. And we need you. We need this ability. So not only are you able to heal your own heart when you're faced with these things, but you have this beautiful talent of being able to help others as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some clarifiers for each of these sections and we'll get a little bit of a deeper dive, okay? So what do our Libras need to know about this Temperance card? This beautiful angel that is asking them to connect with their soul, to connect with their higher self, to find that balance between their spiritual life and their practical life. During this retreat, I really feel very strongly that this is going to be my path, I think, is doing more of these types of messages. So your first card is the Page of Cups. One more card, and then we'll read your card. Six of Swords. Okay. So the Temperance cards, as we said, was the balance between your spiritual life and your practical life. Sitting down and making that connection. The best way to do that is just find a quiet spot and sit down and just close your eyes, kind of be in a place where you're not going to be interrupted, and you have to make an intention to do this. You have to do this work. And if you don't meditate at all, and this is like really new to you, basically all you're going to do is you're going to sit down. You're just going to have your feet on the floor. You're going to be in a comfortable position. You're going to close your eyes and you're just going to concentrate on your breathing. Now, initially, when you try this exercise, there's going to be the monkey brain that is going to just keep, oh, you need to get up and you need to do this. Your mind, your ego is going to try to pull you away because it hasn't been trained that this is what we need to do. Okay, so just be patient. It will come. Okay. So the other thing that this is talking about is this Page of Cups. Now, the pages are typically about a new direction or a new way of thinking or a new opportunity, something like that. And if you look at the page, he's got a little fish in that cup. And basically what it's saying is whatever it is that is within your emotional state, those things that really resonate with your heart are the things that you want to focus on at this time, okay? And the other thing is that you have the Six of Swords. And so what Spirit is saying is that as you make a commitment to your spiritual journey into your awakening process, into your ascension process. It's going to be difficult at first for you, but Spirit's going to help you because this is what we need to do. This is a collective commitment that we are going to work on helping everyone ascend, if that is what their spiritual path is about. But it's going to be a little choppy at first, and you're going to feel lost, but you're going to get help, unexpected help along the way, and you're going to be moving to calmer shores. Okay? It's a beautiful message. Okay, so then we have the Lovers. So what do our Libras need to know that they are good at? And I really feel as though, a lot of people think of, a lot of people ask me all the time, I really don't know what my purpose is, and I don't know what my path is. And Spirit has told me from the very beginning that the path is to prepare yourself. Your path isn't really necessarily outside of you. Your path is within you. You need to clear all the crap, all the junk. You need to heal your childhood things, right? The childhood issues, if you have any traumas, those types of things. And it's difficult work unless you've really done a really good job of healing yourself all through your life. And it doesn't have to be difficult. It can be with just intention, because we are very powerful. We are very powerful beings. We're more powerful than we have ever been given credit to. And it just doesn't have to be an arduous commitment. It just is as simple and as easy as just saying, I really want to make this connection. And then taking action. Okay, you got to take action every day. Carve out a little bit of time, even if it's 5 minutes before you go to bed. Set your intentions, right? Okay, here we go. So your Lovers are clarified by, the Fool. Okay. Oh, and the Magician. You guys are kicking butt. This is awesome. Okay, what I love about this, okay, so you have the Lovers, which is really a call for you to make that connection with your higher self, right? And when you do that, it opens you up to all the possibilities. It's like just this open slate. But you have to go in to this practice with the Fool's with the perspective of the Fool. Now, the Fool is the very first card in the major arcana. The Fool starts this whole journey, this whole beautiful path for you. And basically what the Fool is about is trusting in the process. Trusting in the process, as well as so much self-belief. Like, he absolutely starts out on his journey. He has a very little knapsack right here. The sun is beaming, which is all spiritual energy, just championing him. Yes, just go forward. Just blaze down your path and see where it takes you, right? Now, if you look at him, he is so happy about following his path. He's willing to fall off this cliff. However, the cliff for you and I may be a little different than for this Fool, because he believes that once he steps off the ledge and into the abyss, he's completely trusting his process, that something's just going to come along and he's going to be okay. And that's basically what this is. And it's also saying that because you also pulled the Magician card, that you have all the tools in your deck. You have all the tools that you need in your toolbox. You can bring down from above all the information that you need because you've already mastered this. You are a very powerful spiritual being. And many of us have forgotten that because part of the game was when we came to the planet was that we were going to ascend and rise up. We chose to be here at this time, and it's important to own that for yourself, okay? And what this is saying is that you have this ability. You are the magician. You are a magical being. And this is just, man, I'm telling you, I am getting chills just from this section of your reading. I hope you can feel this. You can do this work, right? And part of my job is to be a champion for you, to help you through this. So if you're struggling or you don't know what to do or those kinds of things, you can reach out, okay? But this is beautiful, really is. It's a beautiful thing. Now, what I want to show you is that in tarot, all the positive cards have this goal behind there, right? This is meaning that this is all a spiritual path. This is your spiritual affirmation that the guides, that your higher self, that the prime creator has got your back. And it's really asking you to really trust the process. And you're going to be surprised at how different it makes some changes and transforms you into your most beautiful self. Yay. Okay, so now let's look at the blockages. So we have this King of Rods, which is the King of Wands. So Wands is about your inspiration, creativity, passion, motivation, and inspiration. And something is blocking that. And it's more on the masculine side than the feminine side, okay? Because we have a king. It doesn't represent a person in this type of a reading. It's the energy represented by the card, okay? So let's just look to see what else Spirit wants us to know about this block. So your first card is Two of Pentacles. Oh, and the Eight of Swords. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles, as you can see, he's balancing these plates. This is all about balance and choices. You're looking to, and if you look at the card closely, he has this infinity sign here. And this infinity sign is the energies that are blending your higher self with your physical self. And one is your ego, one is your spirit. So this card is a card of balance. And initially it's going to be, you're going to be feeling like, oh gosh, no, I've got too many commitments. I got too much responsibility, those types of things. But this year is a year of making a decision to really work on your spirituality. And the reason why is because as we progress through the coming years, we are going to be, we're going to be faced with a lot of challenges, and you need to be prepared. It's kind of like, you know, all these guys or all these people are online talking about be prepared because, you know, the grid's going to go down and this is going to go down and you need you need this big ton of food and you need all of this stuff, right? In order to be able to survive the apocalypse, which that may be their experience. They are creating all of that. I'm not creating that. I'm creating that we are working together on a collective level to create the new earth, the earth that we want to live on. And so for me, what this is saying is that that's part of what you're going to be doing. You're going to be feeling this balance that you're going to have to figure out how am I going to be able to fit in this practice? Okay. So that's kind of what this is. And it's gonna probably give you some anxiety, right? Now, the Eight of Swords is a card of the Eight of Swords. As you can see her, she's all bound up. She has got blindfolds on, and she's got those swords all around her. And in many ways, this represents kind of how we've been walking through life. Some of us have really just had our head in the sand because we didn't know that all this dark stuff was going to be surfacing. We didn't really recognize or realize the extent to the human trafficking, which is a very huge problem here. It's been going on for a long time. And so part of this is saying that you really need to really step into your spiritual path. You really need to work with your higher self. You need to understand your discernment tools. You've got everything you need, and you need to slowly remove the blindfold from your eyes. Now, swords have to do with the way that you think. And you may be thinking, this lady's crazy. I don't really think I'm crazy though. But these are just thoughts. These are the way that you're thinking, that you're feeling all bound up. And part of it may be you're putting so much of your awareness out there to all these scary things. What if, instead of focusing on your biggest contribution on your path is to open up your heart space from a loving place and just start emitting love out from you. And it takes practice to do that as well, right? But this is the card that is blocking you, is saying that you really need to unbind yourself. You need to come out of the dark. You need to step into the light. You need to do this work, okay? So those are the suggestions that Spirit is giving me to give to you. Now, it might not resonate with all of you. Maybe a lot of you are doing this work already. But from what I'm picking up, it's kind of like one of those things where this is going to be new for a lot of people, looking at life, looking at these things in a completely new way. Now, the other thing about the eights, though, the eights are about advancement and overcoming obstacles. And you're going to be definitely doing that if you commit to this work, okay? So your final card here is the subconscious mastery. And again, we talked about you being very gifted, being a natural at healing hearts, healing heartbreak. Maybe you are a grief counselor, or maybe you work in a hospital, or maybe you work in some area where you see a lot of death and grieving and people having to, maybe you are clergy, maybe, I don't know what you could be, but what this is saying is that you have this natural ability, this subconscious mastery to be able to help other people heal. And we're going to pull a few more cards about that. You could already be devoted to the healing arts, right? In whatever capacity that means to you. Maybe you're a psychologist, maybe you are a counselor, maybe you're a grief counselor, and you're already doing this work. And this is validating you and saying this is one of your gifts. And why that is important is because we're going to see a lot of people transition, especially those people that may have decided to take the jabs, and the people that they leave behind. Now, you have to recognize and realize that by accepting the jabs, if people pass, that was part of their spiritual contract. This is just their way of leaving the planet, because they don't want to go through what we will be going through, or whatever it is that their spiritual contract is, okay? And it's hard to look at it from that perspective, because when people hear about death, they get very, very upset and emotional and have all kinds of ideas about it, but if you can raise your vibration up high enough to look at it from like the 40,000 foot view, and you recognize that we all come in to learn, that this is kind of a school for our souls to be able to experience. The death and rebirth process is part of this cycle that our souls go through. And while on a mental, emotional level, we have a difficulty with that, it truly is because they have completed whatever it is that they needed to do at the time that they came in and said, this is what do I want to accomplish in my life. So what else do we need to know, Libra? I didn't know I was going to get so deep. Libra. Okay, here we go. First card. Oh, Chariot. No. Second card. The Sun. Oh my God, this is beautiful. Okay. You know, there was another sign that got this card as well in this position. I don't remember who it was because I've done so many readings now. But the thing is this is being clarified that your subconscious is saying that this Chariot card is a card of advancement. By doing this heart healing, grief centered work, it's really going to accentuate and accelerate your spiritual path. You are going to recognize and realize that this was one of the reasons why you came here at this time, is to help with this process, okay? Now, if you look at this guy, he's in this chariot, he has a crown, and in this card and in this type of a reading, I feel that this crown is the crown of God. God is right here. This is your higher self sitting right on top of your head, help guiding you. And what you need to do is just allow the journey to happen. This is a very fast moving card as well, but it's a major arcana. So that means that you're going to be busy. It's going to be a busy time for you if you commit to that type of work, if you help others, if you decide that you're going to help people that are grieving or dedicating your time to that, right? The other thing about this card is he's leaving everything that is comfortable, familiar to him behind, because he knows this is his path. He's trusting he will be taken where he needs to go. And how this is being verified is with the Sun card. The Sun card is the absolute best card in tarot. This is your confirmation right here. This card is about blessings. It's about happiness. It's about joy. It's about spirit just overflowing you with abundance and all the things that you need and want to have a very happy life. But then, in order to get all of this and to receive the full benefit of this card, you have to do the work. This has been a great reading, you guys. You guys are so powerful. And I hope you can feel that, because I've still got chills. This is really amazing. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull your final card to tie this all together. If you've made it this far, please like and subscribe. And if you are a returning subscriber, please just like. It helps me. Thank you. So your last message is from this beautiful deck called the Indigo Goddess. And I was this is new deck to me. I love to buy decks. I buy them like, this is my addiction, I think. But I use them as a tool, right? I use them as a communication tool so that I can send and help people with these messages. So I don't know if it's an addiction or if it's a necessary. But anyway, I was guided to these cards because I saw the picture on the back of the card and it really resonated with me. For one, it's got beautiful color, beautiful imagery, and the symbolism on it really resonated with my soul on a soul level. And I'll explain why once I pull your card, because I'm going to show you the back before I show you what your message is. Here we go. Let me put my glasses on so I could read the message. But look at this deck. Isn't that beautiful? Now the lotus flower is, it's an ancient symbol for enlightenment. The whole idea of the lotus flower, specifically from Eastern tradition, is that we are all a lotus flower. This represents us. And as we open up spiritually, our flower starts to open and bloom. And as it blooms, all of our gifts start coming up so that we can utilize them and share them with the world. So now you know why I love this deck. So your card today says destiny, wealth through purpose. What does that mean? If you do your purpose, if you walk your path, you're going to be given abundance. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a millionaire, but it does mean that you're going to be recognized and given abundance through many other ways. You're going to find blessings that are going to come to you in ways that maybe never have before. It talks about life path, your mission, fulfilled, healer, right? Man, is this hit you guys great. Artists and self-employed. Thank you for those confirmations. I'm telling you, Lord, this is great. Look how pretty this is. So I don't know if you can read that, but I'm going to get that as close as I can get so you can see that those are your messages. You know, it's interesting because you see all this spider webbing here. And what I got is that this spider web is what connects us all. We are all connected. We are all fragments of Prime Creator Source. And this is how, when you send out a vibration, it reverberates on this web to all of those connected to the web. And that's why it's so important at this time to really make a commitment, because we need that higher vibrational level. We need that higher vibration because we've been living down here in the dark, in the gunk and the monk and the, and now we need to operate from up here, which is about love and joy and spreading that energy out. So I hope you found some messages here that are helpful to you. I love each and every one of you. I send from my heart to yours love and blessings. And until next time, take very good care of you. Cheers. Oh, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this reading too. Thank you.